tourism. He is also the proponent of the Philippine Medicinal Farm Tourism Philippines. Last but not the least, our fourth discussant is Ms. Layana Tumulto, a double major of AB Political Science and Public Administration at CPU, a member of the Dr. Rex Drilon Debate Society, official debating team of CPU, and serving as Secretary of our CPU Republic for this year.
Good morning, everyone. I think this is a great ambition, but of course, whether we achieve it or not depends on a lot of things. So I'm just going to say a few things about what I know and what I learned from my experience. Number one, we want to eliminate poverty. But to eliminate poverty, we need a big change in the attitude of people. Number one, because if you look around, there are those who are just happy with what they are. And the measure of poverty is not really the per capita income. We could have a per capita income of $100,000, for example, yet that will be skewed towards the rich people, like the Henry C's. So what would be a good measure for poverty? It should be number of people who earn an income below a certain level. Now, what is causing some of this problem? So I will focus on government policy. For example, productivity is affected very much by government policy. In agriculture, we are basically an agriculture country, and if we improve productivity, it will have a great impact on the economic life of the people, the farmers. But look at what happened. If you distribute land, a few hectares, to people, they will be only thinking about their own existence. Hence, and considering that they don't have the capital to buy fertilizer or to spend for pesticides, then they will always be in debt. And that's what we have experienced with the people who work in our farm. They don't have the ambition to rise above their level, and they are forever in debt. So if this continues, when we have people farming small tracts of land, productivity will always suffer. So that's government policy. What could have been done to improve agriculture? You know, we are dependent on rain. So how do you achieve sustainable agriculture? Instead of dividing the land to many people, they should have improved irrigation. That's what happened in Taiwan, land reform in Taiwan. So the government made a mistake, and they thought that by spreading land to a lot of people, productivity will improve. So what is happening now, we are a rice-producing country, yet we buy rice from Vietnam. We eat a lot of rice because we encourage unlimited rice, right? We should have unlimited vegetables instead, and then we will not be dependent on rice. But anyway, that's government policy. And the second is, of course, greed. Greed of our public officials. For example, in one city, every time a developer builds a high-rise building, one floor is given to the executive of that city. So that makes the cost of the building high. Then public works. I remember when I was young, every time that there is a road construction, the district engineer will have a new house built ahead of the road. And how many times have we rebuilt the road? If we have rebuilt it without any corruption, then it would have lasted long. And there is good money, I think, in building roads because, look, they destroy asphalt roads, replace with concrete, because in every project there is corruption. So how can we rise above this? It is us who should be doing a lot by electing the good people in our government. Well, I can expand on that, but I'll just touch on another issue. Education. We have educational reform, the K-12 reform. But what is happening, I think it is a great idea to have 12 years of basic education plus kindergarten. But look at what is happening, or what will be happening, you don't know it yet. Supposedly, general education subjects are moved to grade 11 and grade 12. And if you look at the curriculum, currently there are 5 social science subjects in college for those who are not social science majors. But what will happen in 2018? There will be 7. So we remove some of the general education subjects, move it to grade 11 and 12, and we remove 5 social science subjects, we replace it with 7. Is that reform? I think it is a jobs program for social scientists or social science majors who are really the bulk of the technical working group that made the decision on curriculum. So we think about education reform, yet it is not a reform anymore. So who suffers? The people. The people suffers in the guise of education reform. So this is something we need to think about. And let me repeat, the attitude of the people is a great factor. We have now children growing up who plays video games. To them, they are now addicted to video games. And there are those who are children of OFWs. They are too dependent on the parents, and they don't even strive because, except for a few, because their parents are earning good money, so they don't have to worry. So the drive to succeed is no longer there for many of them. And I'm glad that there are many who are doing great in their education because their parents are really sacrificing for them. So, attitude of the people, education reform should be really a reform. Government policy, we'll have to make sure that they are not resulting the opposite of what they wanted. And of course, how do we stop corruption, which is a major hindrance to progress in this country. So maybe 40 years from now, either we achieve our goal or maybe we will be worse off than what we are today. Thank you very much.
Maya din nga aga sa atong nga tanan. First of all, I'd like to congratulate National Economic Development Authority, headed by their delegation of all the NEDA staff. Wala diri si Director, but of course, I'd like to congratulate her and all of them for giving us this kind of orientation And I would like to congratulate the Central Philippine University for implementing this ambition natin hinong-anon to the President Robles of Central Philippine University and all of you here today, because this is a genuine opportunity for us to think and look forward into what we want to be in the future, maybe even far beyond 2040. Now, I am representing the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Iloilo chapter, headed by our President, Mrs. Donna Ratilla, and so with our other members and the Board of Directors of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Now, I agree with President Robles that first thing first is to have that kind of the attitude, the mindset, which every Filipino should look into, because if we don't have the proper mindset, whatever kind of development undertakings or even development approaches that we will be undertaking, it will be a waste. Because if we don't have the kind of the proper mindset to really change ourselves from within our hearts and within our minds, we cannot do more and make a major change for us, for our family, and for our society. So there should be some kind of inner change, especially not only on the material side of the picture, not only on the economic side of the picture, the social side of the picture, the kind of social and economic transformation. What I'd like also to suggest that we have to look into the spiritual side of the picture, because in everything that we do, we have to have divine guidance. And I would suggest that every Filipino should always look into our Lord for guidance, because everything that we do, everything that we plan to achieve will be only realized. The impossible could be made possible through the divine blessing. Now, if we have that, we can go into the other aspects of development. And I have been studying this ambition natin, not only today, but a few days already. And the framework that Director Esguerra has given us is a brilliant and a very noteworthy undertaking, because I have not seen the past few years when I started my work in government and in the private sector, I have not seen this kind of framework before, where we could rally behind this to make a major and significant change in the development of our country. But I would like also to single out major issues, especially on the issue of poverty and hunger. As an economist, if you don't have the money and you don't have the income and you don't have the opportunity, you are considered as poor because you cannot earn. Wala kasing kwarta sa imo bulsa, even to buy the basic needs of having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wala ka. You don't even have 100 pesos in your pocket. So if you don't have that, you're considered as poor. And why are we poor? Because we don't have, or even we have the opportunity, we don't work. We are not proactive. We are apathetic. You don't have the drive. You don't have the, that eagerness to look for work. So that is the most important thing, that every Filipino should have that really mindset and the enthusiasm to work and be employed. Once you are given that employment, all of us should collaborate together to have full employment. And this is my observation. being a member of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Iloilo. Taking into consideration the framework that was presented by NEDA, let us look into the bigger picture to address the issue of poverty and why we are poor. The main issue or the bigger issue is still unemployment. And the Department of Labor and even us could say that we have so many people, even young people who are unemployed, or if they are employed, they are underemployed. We have many even retirees who are also, like me, I am a retiree. To be a retiree, I am a senior citizen. Sooner or later, I might be out of work because I will retire from government service and from the private sector. So, ano nga akong employment? Wala ako sa employment. Kung wala employment, ano nga akong income to sustain my daily needs, to eat 3 square meals a day and have a decent living? So that's the basic question of today. Full employment, self-employment, not just partial employment. So, let us look deeper into the policy and maybe do some kind of analysis about government and even private in order to support to have full employment. And the only thing that we have to maybe look into is how to develop entrepreneurship. We want each and every one of us to be successful entrepreneurs, especially you young people. If you would be entrepreneurs, you could fend for yourselves, not even your father and mother need to give you your daily allowance or even pay your tuition fees. So when I was also studying like you, I was working with our very small business and I earn a living. I have to earn for myself in order to pay for my tuition fee because we are 8 in the family. So it's still a problem of entrepreneurship, being a small entrepreneur or a big entrepreneur. If you look into the whole country today, according to our Assistant Secretary of the Department of Trade and Industry, yesterday, I was in the Iloilo Convention Center, we have more or less 942,000 entrepreneurs in the whole country. Ang ining figure na ginhatag niya is very, very minimal compared to the total population. We are now around 100 million. And you have only 942 million, considering be 1 million pa. That's almost how many percent of the population? That's less than 10% entrepreneurs. And if entrepreneurs should be the foundation of the Philippine economy, kagamay-gamay sini that cannot propel us to economic progress and prosperity. So, these 942,000 entrepreneurs, most of them are shaky. Shaky ang ilang situations. Most of them cannot avail of credit. We have to make some revolutionary measures along the trade, monetary, and fiscal policies, especially on the banking sector. Because you and me and everybody, hindi ka makadali-dali ulam sa aton mga bangko kay collateralized. Kung makaulam ka man, talagsa lang na tagaan ang character loan. So we have, I think, we in the private sector and government should look into this, that we will not make the banks only profitable, the banks, but also the banks and all of us, so that we will be able to earn a decent living and to be successful entrepreneurs. The micro entrepreneurs of today needed a lot of support from government, and government should look into how it will be able to assist them not only in availing of credit facilities, but also in giving them the proper knowledge and expertise for them to be able to grow up to year 2040. That is one big challenge for us. Second, the target of 1 million. The target of, let's say, they were talking yesterday about 5,000 entrepreneurs every year. This is insignificant. Well, I should say that for us, the government and the private sector should target every year, starting 2017, we will target to have 1 million successful entrepreneurs. That is why we encourage our fellow kababayans abroad, not only the OFWs, but also the balikbayans, to implement and initiate the Balik Investment Program for all balikbayans to be with the Bayanihan spirit to invest in their beloved country, the Philippines, so that we can create more jobs, we can have more businesses to provide the money for those members of the family who doesn't have the money because the banks will not give them and will not lend them money. So the Balik Investment Program is one of our intervention strategy in trying to create economic development for our country. We have the Ole Pasi Investment Program, where balikbayans, Pasinhon from Lebanon, Pasinhon from Hong Kong, Pasinhon from the United States of America, Pasinhon from London will be going back and assist us to develop and create successful entrepreneurs together with the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So I would like to challenge us together in government, in the private sector, in the academe, that we will target 1 million or more entrepreneurs every year that will make it in the next 27 years up to the year 2040. We will have 27 million or more entrepreneurs. If we have 50 million entrepreneurs, then I can say that we can be one of the best economy, not only in Asia, but in the whole world. So that is a big challenge. And how are we going to do it? We can start with having that kind of commitment. We in the private sector, we have to have that commitment to serve our fellow entrepreneurs. We have to have that commitment to serve especially the most underprivileged and make them successful entrepreneurs, the poorest of the poor. That is our commitment for the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to see to it that we will have that target of 27 million or more successful entrepreneurs. Because for all you know, in 2040, we will have a increasing population of more than 100 million. Maybe we will have around 200 million. So kung gamay lang ang target ng entrepreneurs, that is insignificant in terms of moving the country, just like what they have in Japan. In Japan, the Japan Junior Chamber of Commerce is the foundation of the Japanese economy. And so we would like to replicate this, that everyone who are entrepreneurs, and even us in the Chamber of Commerce, would be the prime mover in promoting social and economic development of the country. So, thank you, and if you want to ask me about the details of our other intervention strategies, I am open for questions.
Good morning. So, we have a very good vision, and that is a ambition natin 2040. There was a program of the United Nations way back 1962. The theme was Health for All in 2080. So it was 38 years of program. It was held in Kazakhstan. A lot of delegates were there, 149 countries during the time participated in this program, and they have this vision, Health for All in 2080. But 1979, this concept was not materialized. And Philippines started to come in and present the idea. That's why late President Marcos issued a letter of instruction number 969 to adopt this program. The reason why this concept was not materialized because of one thing. That was the modernization of the civilization. That was a very good concept, Health for All in 2000 AD. They started that program 1962 in Kazakhstan, but it didn't happen. Now, here in the Philippines, we have this ambition not in 2040. That is, we are now 2016, so we have at least 24 years to achieve this goal. And we need to learn from what that incident in United Nations program, kung na-fail siya, we need to revisit. And we need to, if it is necessary, we need to apply kung ano ang aradara. So, my concept, my interpretation, and my idea on how to achieve this ambition natin is only by replacing the word itself. This is just a simple, but it's so hard to apply because you need to change the mindset up of every Filipino. I can just only add one word to this vision. When I see this research, dara siya tanan nagapakadto. The words of our former NEDA chief focus on that particular issue. The words of Sir Robles, Dr. Robles, is also in that direction. I'll just add one word to describe what is missing in that description. Here, I just want to read some research of this paper. For the Filipinos in general, the most important economic goal is the eradication of poverty and adequate jobs. Moreover, identified as second and third most important goals are housing, education, and health. The survey results also indicated modern lifestyle. So let me just pause for a moment. This is a valid document from NEDA. And I found some, probably the cause na hindi naton mahimo ang aton objective. It's also show one word that describes here, modern lifestyle of all Filipino people. What we want to achieve this is to have a modern economy, but traditional lifestyle. That is the secret of Korea. That is the secret of China. That is the secret of Japan. That they have this modern economy, yet traditionally moved by people. Look at now, an example as this workshop presented. Look at now. You're being served sa snacks nyo with hamburger and siopaw and juice. And what is that? Milk. That's good. That is the modern lifestyle. But what will happen to the economy? Before, if you ask Dr. Robles and Sir Palmares, what they eat before was kamote, saging. And I was so privileged na gin-offer ako papaya and kasaba. While you were eating all this modern food, that really triggers the economy. Why? Because when they offer or give you kasaba, banana, you're helping the farmers. You will be having a good lifestyle. You will be having a good health. that later on, that food will no need medicine, but it will become a medicine for you. 24 years from now, if we will restore our traditional lifestyle, we will achieve this. With regards to education, if you will ask all these leaders in the country, kung ipakumparar mo sila, ano ang gusto nila, subong or sanguna, they will still prefer to live before. Hindi ba, sir? Because in education, lain ang direction. But now, it's different. So what I'm trying to drive here is, we need to restore traditional lifestyle in order to achieve this ambition natin 2040. Look at Korea. They have still norms, customs being practiced centuries ago. Look at Japan. Still, traditionally, people practicing all those customs, traditions, but in terms of economic development, they are modern. We need to follow that footsteps. The reason why World Health Organization and United Nations failed to achieve the health for all in 2080 because of the modern lifestyle that started to the 1960s up to 1980s. We Filipinos will achieve this goal if we will restore the traditional way of living. For example, what is the problem in Manila? Losing 1 billion peso every day because of traffic. But if we will restore this traditional living, one house, one car, lahat, tanan nga family ara nag-reside, you see? Males ang car necessity, males ang place where subong makita mo, damo sa isa ka family, anom ang balay because ang isa ka bata, may balay dito, may balay dito. Look at the technology that we need. Ang isa ka Pilipino subong, may ara duwa ka cellphone. So this is the modern lifestyle that causes sa aton nga mission and vision nga hindi ma-achieve. Because this is really what I see. I am just 41 years old. But it's up to the personality and perspective we see things. I want to have a modern economy. I want to see and experience modern life. But I should still be connected and I should be still living in a traditional way. Because doing so, you will be helping not only the economy, but also yourselves. In marketing, there are 4 P's. In entrepreneur, there are 5 P's. But I see in economy, there are only 2 P's needed. Politics and people. That is the 2 P's that I invented. We need a right people with a traditional mind to run the government. Look at the president now. He lives in a very traditional way. And he moves the government. Except for some. But he is living in a traditional way. And he's moving fast. Look at this. And that is what we need. Sakto ang humble ni Dr. Robles. That we need to change our mind, our perspective. We need to go back to the basic. And that is my point. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, sirs and ma'ams who are present here, and to my fellow Pol Sci students, good morning. So, this Ambition 2040, I might say that it is a very good plan, especially nga for 25 years from now, kitagid nga youth ang maapektuhan because we would be like 44, 45 years old. We will be working professionals already. Some of us will become lawyers someday, so hopefully. So I would like to reiterate the points that our dear sirs just stated a while ago, that we need to change our mindset. So what are these ambitions for? What will these ambitions for? If they will be if ambition lang gid ni sila, if yes, it's good nga we are aiming for this kind of government years from now. Pero how will we do it? How will we move? Especially for us sa aton nga youth. So as a representative from the youth, aminon ko nga ang knowledge ko is quite contained lang danay from what I know, just because I'm still a student. So I believe nga we cure an ailment not through its symptoms, but we cure ailments from its root cause. So ginhambal to kagina nga we by 2040 most of the Filipinos hope nga poverty and hunger will be eradicated. So eradicated, it's such a big word. So isn't it too ambitious nga by 2040 wala na gid man sang imol, wala na gid man sang mga magutom? So in my own opinion, the root cause of this would be if we really want for our economy or our government to flourish, let's focus on the minor details. It might be minor or the basic problems, but also as major problems man ni sila. Just like sa youth nga nag-aapekto gid kanaton nga I know you will agree with me is ang high percentage of teenage pregnancy, di ba la? So one of the articles that I read last night stated nga sa isa ka survey, sa isa ka study within sa countries around Southeast Asia, ang Philippines ang may pinaka taas nga increase sang percentage sang young mothers in the past 10 to 20 years. So it's very alarming. So ano nisa, we must focus first on education because it's a cycle. Teenage pregnancy is not just a personal problem. It's not just a family problem, but it is a community problem. Because first and foremost, poverty and hunger is caused by high population. Ano nagakos ng high population? Unwanted births, di ba la? From us nga youth. So we need to maybe the government by electing the right officials, by electing the deserving nga set of officers nga mapadalagan ka government, we should focus on education gid. Because kumbaga, education will mold us. Going back, naghambal man to kagina, sorry kung medyo magamuhan ka mo sa point of view ko, pero going back, ginhambal man to kagina ang aspirations is family-centered. So the kind of family that we belong to explains the kind of personality that we have, explains the kind of outlook that we have. Mas start yun ni sa family. Sa family, what if ang family nagalive sila sa poverty? So the kind of family that you have, that you belong to, is not that ihambal, tabi nga, it's not that very productive. Kaya because once magmahalin ka sa pamilya nga imol, paano ka maka-eskwela? I belong also to a religious group wherein nag-sponsor sila sang mga youth nga makapa-eskwela through hasta college. Pero naghambal ni ang si father nga, okay, let's provide them money, let's provide them allowance. Pero ang mindset sang kabataan is lain eh. Imol kami, tagaan kami sang kwarta, tapos si eskwela namon, nga mga bugto ko to na gutom, wala gani ko pamasahe pakadto sa eskwelahan. So amo na, we must change our mindset lang gid. And then sa education, it's very important man nga since the percentage of teenage pregnancy is very high. I think madaan ko man nga nagahulag ang Department of Education when it comes to sexual education and also the social media. Social media is a very big influence right now. Teenagers do the things that they see sa social media para lang kunabi uso, para magsunod sa not knowing na ang mindset nila is gina-divert into a different perspective. So, amo lang na, ang akon lang is, in order for us to attain the economy that we are dreaming of years from now, we must focus first on the very root cause of poverty and hunger, which is the number one problem of this nation, especially nga we are a third world country. So with the right education, with the right mindset, and of course with the determination sang administrations man, because this will be 25 years, so how many administrations will mang maagi pa sa amo ni nga program. So it's very important gid. So I guess wala na. Thank you.
Much our panel of discussants, no, Ms. Tumulto, Dr. Palma, Dr. Bless, and Sir Palmares, no. Those insights, I believe, actually contributed to the inputs given to us by our presenters at the NEDA, and I believe you have also insights to share, and also some questions I think that you want to be clarified with, especially with regard to our presenters. You know, it seems that we are right now and the NEDA, and I think many of us would like to paint a good picture of the country by 2040. No? I could imagine myself by that time I would be 69 years old. No, 69, though it's still a good number. Yeah, nonetheless. No. In any case, of course, it's 11:38, and after this we'll have a lunch break ba, or we have a press conference? Yeah, dito, no? So we have around 20 minutes or so for this open forum. First, let's have some, of course, I would like to thank the participants also for their patience, no? Very intent listening a while ago, no? As our presenters went along with their presentation. So for our ground rules, very simple. Please, if you want to ask a question, please state your name, of course, your affiliation, and your organization, of course, no? And you can proceed with your main question and one follow-up question. Okay? Is it okay for everyone? So that we can maximize the interaction coming from the participants. And please address your question to our panelists whom you want to respond to your question. So who's gonna shoot the first question? Sir, we have a microphone there.
Ikaw pila 69 pag 2040, ako 80.
Sige sir, good luck.
Sige, may yung agagit sir no, sa tanan. Siguro i-open ko yung akon nga not hindi pa gani nga pamangkot yun no. Maka-interact lang ako sa generally sa mga statements. I would begin it with a 30-second story. Ara ako sa jeep, gasakay kay ti, ga-commute ako ya permi. By the way,
Your name, sir?
I am representing the Iloilo City Urban Poor Federation. Community leader ako. Nagdako ako pigado nadimulis kami, tatay ko barbiro, nanay ko. Nagpadako sa akong gunting kag labaha. Okay. Anyway, amo to na siling ko, okay, ako yung commute sakay sa jeep. Puno ang jeep. May isa ka, may edad-edad na. Siling niya. Baw, siling niya. Tigado na gidya subong kumpara sang una. Siling niya, no? Which, to me, ang ga-create siya, talking about the mindset, no? Ga-create siya sa mga pasayro, san sina nga mindset, no? Nga may ga-second demotion pa. Nya ba huuman? Tigado na gid subong. That na hindi ko pwede palampason ina. Hindi ko pwede kay may advocacy man kami. Personally ako may advocacy ako, no? Ginpaliwat ko sa medyo may edad. Singunang ano to gani mo ginambal, pigado na gidya subong kumpara sang una. Siling niya, of course, silin ko, ginabulyuman ko ako, Sir Tingog, na kay ng mga pasayro. No, silin ko, hindi ako sinay magpati nga mas pigado subong sang una. Mas pigado sang una, mas mayo subong. Mapapati mo ko siling ko siya, siling ko mapapati mo ako sina, kaya nagyan ko ya. Pigado sang una, mayo subong. No, it's a mindset nga hindi pwede. Ano na mo, obligasyon tagid kung kisaga, we have to take time, we have to assert sang ano, no. But just that one way nga, siguro with regards to the mindset, no. And ang medyo i-share ko pa is medyo cycle pa siya nga ga-contribute sa economic everything, no. And this would be, of course, ambisyoso man siya. Siguro dire pa ko ya maangkor sa kwan sa mass media. Teenage pregnancy nambal. Ano subong ang makita ta sa mga ga-dominate nga mga mass media dara? Biskan ma-advertise lang sa ngabon, ipakita gid ang panty. I mean, you know, ako
Yes, sir.
Conservative. Siguro ma-sense nyo ang conservatism.
Yes,
no?
sir.
But there are positive, of course, sang conservativeness. No? Ang aton subong nga mass media is, I could say kung isa ganin, hindi na ko na yung gambal ko mass media, commercial
Media.
na sila.
Sige, sir.
And
So,
that's
sir,
all-
can you proceed to your question? Sorry to cut you off.
Actually, hindi
that's
ko.
a comment.
Yeah.
Thank you for-
Ang challenge actually, how I wish nga pag edad ko siyang 80,
Sir.
may balance ang mass media.
Okay.
Ang gobyerno makakumpit
Yes, sir.
ABS-CBN, no?
Okay.
ABS-CBN, GMA. Subong daw dinosaur kontra ido lang na mo. PIA, PNA, Radyo ng Bayan. It's a good subong ang presidente ta.
Sige, sir.
Medyo may strong statement na siya.
Sir, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
no? Thank you for the comments, sir. Definitely, we'll have more time with the discussion in the afternoon. We have more than 3 hours to do that. I think, sir, these are ideas.
Salamat
Yes, sir.
sa pagpamati.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Yes. So, thank you, sir. Let's have Dr. Dusaran, sir. Daw isagi ka papel gindala ni sir di. Karon malabutan talas 12.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ernie. First comment, actually nakita ko, ang vision natin 2040. Pero kung basahon mo ang sa notes natin, it's actually ang vision natin 2040. Kaya nakasulat, vision for the Philippines and vision for the Filipino. Basic vision is eradication of poverty. Sa aton panelist, frankly speaking, ma-eradicate gid bala ang poverty by 2040.
When a new genes will be introduced, we can eradicate poverty. A new genes means an infusion of new theory. If we will go back to the old or traditional way, I believe we can hit and we can achieve this program. Remember, the backdrop here, vision natin, na-separate siya ang AM, na-separate ang vision, na-separate ang atin. Anong ibig sabihin? Anong buot silingon sang AM? Ako mismo. This is my interpretation to the backdrop we have. Ako mismo. So, it will be you personally. Vision, the goal. Natin, it's a corporate. It's the governance. So, if we will introduce a new gene, traditional gene, to each and every one of us, sir, mahit natin yung goal natin.
Thank you, Dr. Pak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is a very good question. And I want to throw it back to all of us. Can we do it? Can we achieve in 2040? Because all of these are conditional. We can only achieve it given all those conditions. Number one, let us look into together ourselves if we do have the commitment. It will still boil down the commitment of everybody. Because if every Filipino will just try its best to have this realized, I cannot see any reason why we cannot do that. You see? Because we ourselves, we are the ones trying to provide of what we want to happen to the future. We are the ones who hold our destiny. So, I think we can do it from the positive side, but with other conditions. And number one, if we really strive hard, hard work, you see, sincerity, honesty in government, to minimize, if not eradicate, graft and corruption, that we Filipinos, we try to provide a helping hand, especially to the poorest of the poor. We in the business community, we are conscientized. We have that feeling of, having that conscience to help your other fellow Filipinos, especially the poor people. And so with government, we have to have a government which is more efficient, which is more effective, and to have economical in its operations. Hindi nga masyado kagastong kasi pang gobyerno. You see? And other conditions, we have to be organized together. We can have a movement for national development headed by our president. We have a good president now. We have tried to really improve the peace and order situation, which is very essential for a growing economy. Ara na siya mga sets of conditions. We are going forward. All of these are going into the more favorable side of the picture. And so, why not? Can we not do it?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Ang mga reforms, okay lang na siya, no? If you look into the economic picture now, I will cite what former Secretary General of NEDA, Gerardo Secat, said. According to Secat, a bright side of the current Duterte's government is that the economic program is moving well with quick action. The Congress and Senate of the Philippines are towards for the government's legislative program. The most important points at the program are already in Congress, that is almost 80 to 90% approved. The budget now is in Congress, and so we are in the process of implementing the tax reform program of the national government. And this is the most comprehensive package in recent memory. The macroeconomic fundamentals have not changed much from last year and continue to be favorable. The world's major economic blocs are still troubled by the same conditions, but according to CCAT, we are still growing. The economy is doing well. Statistics in the manufacturing sector grows on record, no? And more of that. So, given these favorable conditions, it is a big challenge to each and everyone, to all Filipinos here in the country and abroad, to see to it that we will be realizing our ambition for the year 2040. And I, for one, would like to volunteer to initiate the movement to see to it that this ambition natin will be fully realized in 2040.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ma'am, yes, and then, yeah. Ma'am, please.
Mayod to sa tanan. Makomentar lang ako. I want to share. I hope nga specific.
Ma'am, please state your name, please, and your
I
organization.
am Mrs. Marilu Baculna. I'm from the University of Antique.
Welcome, ma'am, to CPU.
And matugro lang ko ka specific nga comment nga I do not know kung pwede dyan makonsider Canada. Pag lantaw ko kaina ka data, kalabanan kang Filipinos would like to live in a small house with a big lot. And many of them want to work in the cities, but they want to return to the rural area where they live.
Right.
What reminds me, na-remind ako, kasi I suspect all along that we have a Filipino ideal of a home. And our Filipino ideal of a home is bahay, kubo, kahit, munti, may maraming tanim. Di ba? So, why do we want to live in a small house with a big lot? Because we want to be self-sufficient. Ang concept natin ka-home, we plant our own vegetables, we plant our own fruits, we produce our own food, and we are self-sufficient. If we don't have to travel, we will be saving time in the traffic, productive hours without the unnecessary traffic, and we will be saving the environment because we will be reducing our carbon footprints. And many of the Filipinos will not be poor. Ngayon ang tanong ko, saan ang Department of Agriculture? Kasi wala nang kumukuha ng agriculture ngayon kasi wala sa mga youth ang gustong maging farmer kasi we all know na pag farmer ka, mahirap ka. So there is no impetus on the part of the government to develop the agriculture sector. Of course, we will agree na dapat mag-invest tayo. I do not know. Please give me a little time. 2 weeks ago, I went to Tokyo, Japan, and just outside Narita Airport, I saw a lot of greenhouses na ang produkto lang ay kamote. And we went to Kawagoe, where they retain the traditional houses there, and the roads are small. At ang produkto na binibenta doon, biscuits made of kamote, cakes made of kamote, halos lahat kamote, gin-showcase nila. So there is now combination of agriculture and tourism. Na ngayon, ang nangyayari is, marami sa mga tourism officers natin are not tourism graduates. So walang alam ko yan kasi ang school namin may tourism. But when I check the curriculum ng PSG, it's leading towards hospitality. So hospitality, hindi yung tourism na nag-plan out kung paano ma-develop ang ating mga tourism spots. So where is the Department of Agriculture? Ang agriculture, DA, palaging may seminar, palaging may conference, wala ng contact with our poor farmers who need their help in order to develop the small land that they have. Kahit konti lang ang land mo, if the production is maximized, siguro walang poverty. Salamat
Thank you po,
po.
ma'am. Thank you po.
I'm Peter Sobrevega from the Department of Agriculture, representing our Regional Executive Director. Ma'am.
Sir, I hope you're not from the ATI.
No,
That's
I'm
the
not from
training.
the ATI. From DA. I'd been the Provincial Veterinarian of Antique way back 1982. For 2 years, sa Antique ako. Si Dr. Magdato nagbulo sa akon. Okay. Ang hambali ma'am, nadyutan ng kakwaan sa agriculture. But hambali Dr. Lusaran sa buong nagadamo. Nga because ang una, sa devolve ang services sa DA, sa local government units, wala gintagan importansya ang agriculturist. Sa Office of the Municipal Agriculturist, anong aral na? Commerce graduate, may nursing, may teachers, may amo na. Wala gin professionalize ang agriculture. So kamakuha ka sa agriculture, kay even in the government, sa employment, wala ginatagan priority. But now, ang agriculturist may exam. Gina-professionalize na. Hindi ka mag-permanent sa certain position sa DA kung wala ka nakapasar sa board exam. So mo nag-amatamat damo na, no? So kung nataon mo, it all depends on our leaders also. Kaya ang Department of Agriculture, ang gin-retain lang ang functions sa DA is research, and regulatory. Ang extension work, ara na sa local government code, it was devolved to the local government units. Karon, pag abot sa local government units, sino ang boss sa mga technicians? Mayor. Kung maayo ka kay mayor, well, matagaan ka mayong posisyon. If not, pwede ka frozen. Bisan agriculturist ka, pwede ka ma-assign manguliktato sa tinda or di niya ka i-assign. Amo na. So sino may salada? Kita mismo nga nagpili sa ating local officials. Right? Kaya ang extension services is a devolved function. Wala na sinahand ang national government. So, amo na, but we are hopeful na with the professionalization of the agriculturists, the fisheries, no, may board na sila, hopefully ma-improve din natin. And another thing I'd like to, ang ginambal kay ng President Robles, no, regarding bala sa land reform, although I'm from from the government, nga kung himay tulutong-on mo ang duta, daw ang iya commercial, di ka makaproduce commercial scale. No? Kaya kung 1 hectare, 2 hectares ka lang, paano ka mag-mechanize? Paano mo ma-modernize ang imong